Peace, peace, and peace. Hope everybody's doing well. And good morning. It's kind of early. I'm out here drinking my coffee. And I decided to go ahead and make this video now. It's actually kind of chilly. I don't know if y'all can tell. You see the bushes? See how hard they blowing? It's kind of chilly. I had to pull out the Timbo long sleeve this morning. Yeah. But it's all good. It's just strange. It was hot as heck yesterday. But it is what it is. But anyway, yesterday, I had a chance to meet some people, very interesting people. Had some exciting conversations. Some of my past work in the human services came up, right? And so, I described some of the things I did, and that sort of, I don't know, it clicked. I just felt like I should make a video about that because it could help somebody out. There were a few people or more than a few people who have actually come to me and told me how much it actually helped them, right? So basically what it is I worked my very first job in the human services. I worked in several different areas in that job. It was a welfare to work program, and I worked one of the positions I worked was a workshop facilitator, and I had 3 specific workshops I specialized in because they were my own private independent workshops that I did with different youth groups. At that time there was Fathers Fighting for Families, but it wasn't like certified. It wasn't an actual nonprofit or anything at that time. I was still just volunteering my services to youth groups, youth agencies, youth emergency shelter. Like, I've done a lot of workshops all over Philly. But anyway, the 3 are the importance of decision making, stress, anger management, and conflict resolution. The one I want to speak about today is stress management. So basically how it worked is I would have a classroom, and generally like the ratio of women to men was like 99 to 1. You may have a single dad every once in a while. It was like that. I actually went through a similar program. That's how I got that position. Let me tell you real quick. As a matter of fact, when I decided to leave South Carolina, I left with my oldest son. He was about 3. Yeah, he was he was 4. He was 4. My young boy, he wasn't even 1 yet. So he was still like nursing and all that kind of stuff. So I wanted to take him, but I couldn't because I didn't even know where I was going. I just made a plan. I had to leave South Carolina because I had such a bad name there. I did so much time there. I was not liked. I was being harassed. And now that I had a baby boy, I couldn't risk any of that nonsense. So I decided to make a move. Now, I'm from Pittsburgh, but I had, still got some ghosts in Pittsburgh, and I wasn't quite ready to go back. I still had a lot of resentments, just like a lot of nonsense. So I decided to go to Philly, and I researched it, made a decision, found out about welfare programs that help you, that train you and help you get a job. So I made a decision. Me and my oldest boy, we went to Philly. I had a whole plan. We went into a shelter, a family shelter, stayed there maybe a month and a half. I was going through a work program. At that time, there was some money that President Obama had put into the system, some stimulus money, and they created work programs, and one of the work programs was called Work Opportunities. So I went through Work Opportunities for maybe about 60 days. I worked at 3 different businesses, and I got a lot of attention. I was very focused. I even had a mailroom job in this big corporate building one time, and I went to work still with a suit and tie on every day just to get attention. I know how to get people's attention, and I go after what I want. Ultimately, I got a position. I didn't even have a degree. I was working next to people who had master's degrees, and it was, that caused a lot of problems, but that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you about that another time. But anyway. So I told y'all that to make it understood that I related to the participants. As a matter of fact, I had actually gone through some aspects of programs with some of these same individuals, because unfortunately there are some people who go program after program after program for year after year after year, and they never really get over the hump. And it's not always their fault. A lot of times it's a lack of resources, the right people aren't in place, lack of motivation, people don't know how to get other individuals motivated, and different things of the sort. So it is what it is. And I'm the type of person that if I have a complaint about something, don't just sit around complaining. Do something about it. If you're not going to do something about it, then shut up. You know what I mean? So if I feel like there's a lack in the system and I'm capable, handle your business. Try to correct it. So anyway. So the workshop is basically this. I would pass out a sheet of paper. At the top of the paper, it would say, write down all your worries and concerns. And so I would, as individuals were writing down, participants were writing down their, making their list. I would walk around. I would make it clear. I would say, listen, if you need more room, you can use the back, or I can give you another sheet of paper. And there were people giggling and snickering, like, who needs that much room? Well, ironically, there were a few people in several workshops who literally filled up the front and back. And so those are the people that I would generally choose and ask them to volunteer their list. So once they volunteer their list, I would go back up to the front. I'd have a dry eraser board, and I would write down their list. And at the top, I would write $100, right? And then I would ask them to go through their list and put a value based on how much they are worried or concerned about this specific thing on the list, and then deduct it from the $100. Nobody ever got even halfway through their list before their money was depleted. And the idea is that the $100 is 100% of your focus. 100% of your focus. So each thing that you worry about takes a percentage of your focus, which means the priorities in your life get less focus because that focus is being put on something else. So we got to wipe out the irrelevant things that are on our plate, which is why I use the dry eraser board, because I would literally just erase these things. The things that they said put $1, $2, like, there are a lot of things that are out of our control, folks. There's no need to even worry about some stuff, because it's not going to change anything except it's going to distract you from one of your priorities. So we just got to clean up our plate. We got to scrape some of this stuff off our list, erase some of this stuff off of our list, and take that energy and put it into the things that are more important in your life, the things that are going to be that are going to be more productive. Excuse me. And we also got to remember that this is done for our kids. Remember, this channel is about fatherhood, manhood, parenthood. And when we're stressed out, we tend to say some of the most foul stuff. We tend to do some of the most petty stuff as adults, as parents, because we're stressed out about other stuff. And some of that stuff we don't need to be stressed out about because it's out of our control. Feel me? Anyway, I challenge you. Make a list for yourself. Make a list of all the things that you're worried and concerned about, and start erasing some of the stuff off your list that's doing nothing more than distracting you from the priorities in your life. Y'all have a good rest of the day. And peace.